What's up, fam? It's Babs. I'm back with another music festival guide and tips and tricks video for you. This day, we're doing North Coast Music Festival, and I gotta tell you, it's one of my favorite festivals that is very, very underrated. Now, I'm gonna give you 10 tips that I wish I knew for my first couple times going, as well as 2 bonus tips for you guys. But before we get into the tips, guys, please like and subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate it, as well as check out the podcast. That is the main thing I love doing on this channel. These tip videos are awesome, and I enjoy them, but the podcast is what I really love to do. And lastly, check out any of our affiliates. I'll put the links in the description. That's all I got to say. Let's get into these tips. Tip number 1 for you guys is to plan your stage hopping strategy, as well as plan to get there early, especially if you want to see some earlier acts. Where the stadium is located, it's just a hard location for a lot of people to get to. Ubers can be backed up. I know we had to get dropped off on the bridge, and then we ended up walking the rest of the way. So just keep that in mind when you're trying to get to somebody there early. Plan like an hour in advance. Give yourself some wiggle room to get there. It's very important. But also with the planning for the stage hopping, guys, the SeatGeek Stadium is the main stage, and the rest of the venue is around it. But there are just times where it's very chaotic to get in and out of the stadium or go to the other stages because of how many people are going up and down. They did a good job the last couple of years of like directing traffic certain ways in and out of the stadium, but keep that in mind when you're trying to like run between different artists, that it can get sometimes very crowded on the ramp or stairs and vice versa on the way out and in. So just keep that in mind. Plan your strategy, set alerts, use the app. It's very useful. There's a ton of different stages and things to check out, and we will definitely get into that later in this episode. Tip number 2, guys, is building off of this tip number 1. So along with planning your stages out, I want you to also plan for your bathroom trips. Now, the reason I say that, and I know that might sound really funny, but in the stadium, they have bathrooms, and 9 times out of 10, they're a lot cleaner than the porta potties. So for those of you that hate the porta potties, you could plan to go to the bathroom on your way into the SeatGeek Stadium to see the artists you're going to see at main stage. And I would advise that just because, again, they're cleaner bathrooms, and it's a lot better than the porta potties that you get sometimes. Tip number 3 for you guys is to pack for Chicago's unpredictable weather. I've gone 2 years, guys, and it was hot during the day some days and then really chilly and cold at night. It was nice to have a little bit of a long sleeve in my backpack. I don't think it's rained in the past couple years, but definitely could rain, so just check the weather beforehand. But if you're coming from out of town, pack for all sorts of weather because you're just not sure what might happen at the festival. And if you're coming in town, of course, bring a lightweight jacket. Like I said, I bought like one of those Columbia pullover jackets, long sleeve, had a hood, could put it over my shirt, no problem. And then if I didn't need it, I had the tank top or shirt underneath it. So pack for any weather, guys. Tip number 4 for you guys, we're going to get a little bit in the weeds here with this, but it is to prepare for where you're staying, especially if you're coming from out of town. One of the main things I want to tell you guys is that SeatGeek Stadium is actually 30 minutes outside of Chicago, although the festival is kind of advertised as a Chicago festival, and it very much is. But that does matter because if you're going to go downtown, although the hotels are sometimes a lot nicer and more vibier, they are going to be a little bit more pricey, as well as your Uber rides to and from the event are going to be a bit more pricey as well. And we're going to get into the Uber ride situation too. It's not the best there sometimes, although they've improved it over the years more and more. So with that being said, guys, check North Coast Music Festival's website. They do have partnered hotels, and a lot of times they do offer a shuttle for those hotels as well. And then also my other tip would be you could also be near Midway Airport. Midway Airport is on the south side, more southern side of Chicago, and there's a lot of hotels around there because it is one of the still busier airports, and a lot of times that is a lot closer than the hotels from downtown. So check where you're staying, be prepared. Tip number 5 for you guys, and this is to enjoy the after parties, go hit them, go enjoy more of the rave. One of the things that we weren't aware of was that the festival ends a bit earlier than expected, and that has a lot to do with like sound ordinances and whatnot. And one of the main things too is like you should know is the main stage is the only stage going for the last headliner. And I'll get into that a bit into the next tip, but hit the after parties, go enjoy them. They have a ton. Chicago is known for having a great scene. It is a great time out there. So go hit the clubs, go hit the after parties if you can. Tip number 6 for you guys, and that is to explore the festival grounds. Like I said, this is one of the most underrated festivals in the US. It doesn't get talked about enough, and I'm going to tell you a lot of the cool things that they have. So for one, besides the stadium stage, they do have some cool things in there. We can go on the side. I've heard there was a speakeasy somewhere hidden in there, so go check that out if you can find it. I don't think I even was able to find it the year I went, but you should go definitely check it out. They have a lot of other smaller stages. Okay, they have the Fire Dome stage. They have the Myth stage. And then they have the shipyard. The shipyard is very cool. There actually is a ship in like the middle and the back that you can get on. You can get all the way up on top and be up there watching. It's also like a very like container house vibe, warehouse vibe type thing, even though it's not in a warehouse. So I recommend going and check that out. And then they also have the cool down tent. I have not talked about that yet, but guys, if you can't or I'm sorry, if you can, make sure you go check out the cool down tent. It is one of the best features of this festival, and for some reason they don't highlight it enough, or at least it's not as much as they should. When I went, they didn't even have a DJ in it. They just had like these chill lights. It was very air conditioned. You could lay down, and they had some music going, but it just like was to a set recorded thing. They've started to do sets there, which I would highly recommend going to check those out. I know in the past, I think Tate B was there. I don't know if he's doing that again, or who else they'll have in there, but definitely go check out those sets if you can. Make sure you get there early, like I said. The cool down stage is one of the best things, and it's a 360 stage, so go check that out. Best feature of the festival by far. Now, the other things to do is go check out the different vendor setups. I talk about this at some events, but this one in particular had some very amazing vendor setups. The one year I went, I got to go up on a rooftop, and I basically had a full-on view of the entire rest of the main stage, or the other main stage. And it was a great view, as well as having drinks up there. So highly recommend checking that out. And then I went also to, at the time, there was a Jose Cuervo stage or setup where they had a very large chill area where everyone could go. And you could obviously get tequila from them. They also were giving out samples. They also had their own DJ going there. So you could kind of vibe out and chill with some house music, whatever DJ they had going at the time. Highly recommend going to check those out, guys. So again, don't sleep on the other stages, and also do not sleep on the vendors, because a lot of them set up really good and cool setups there. And lastly, again, if you can find that speakeasy, go check out the speakeasy. Tip number 7, guys, and this is not just a North Coast Music Festival thing, but also just a Chicago thing, and that is budget for Chicago's food. You're going to be there. They have an amazing food scene. Not only is the food pretty good in the festival, but, and obviously, you know, that's going to be expensive, but if you can budget some extra money, go out and enjoy Chicago food. Go get some deep dish pizza. Go to some of the nicer restaurants that are downtown. Go to some of the sky decks that are downtown, things like that. So just budget some extra money for some food and enjoying yourself while you're in a beautiful city. Tip number 8, guys, and it's a city festival, so this is very much applies, but master the public transit if you can, and figure out what you can do. I was reading up a little bit on Reddit here, and one of the things that they suggested was you can take the CTA Orange Line to Midway if you're downtown or coming from somewhere downtown, and then you can take a ride share or festival shuttle from there. One of the other things, again, I told you, kind of mentioned earlier, is this festival does have some shuttle services set up. So look into those, see if you can find out what those are. But a lot of times they're on their website. You can get a shuttle pass. They'll take you to and from these shuttle stops, and it's a lot easier than having to deal with the hassle. I've mentioned this in other things. The shuttle is actually really clutch. We had one at home base for EDC Orlando and Forbidden Kingdom, and I got to be honest, it was so nice not to have to worry about driving and just get on a bus and it takes me there. And there's sometimes lines for the bus, but that's like the least of your worries. So check out those. Building off of that transit, I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about the Ubers for tip number 9, guys. So just if you're going to do an Uber, because you don't want to do the other stuff, be prepared for longer rides. Like I said, getting to the festival was a bit of a hassle. One year I got literally dropped off on top of one of the bridges or overpasses, and then we walked down and got to the event. It's not a big deal, but just be prepared for the longer waits and obviously the higher rates. The last year I went, they did have a better service going where they formed lines and you would wait, and then your car would come and you could just go and find your car in these lines, and it was really quick and easy. But just be prepared in case it's a bit longer. Hopefully they've got that system down pat now, but just be prepared for longer Ubers and higher rates. Tip number 10, guys, is the phone service. It's not the best there. So again, you're at a stadium as well as you're with, 20 to 40,000 plus people. I think that's around the attendings. Don't quote me on that, but service can be really spotty there, guys. So be prepared for that. We had a lot of trouble with our friends that had T-Mobile in particularly. So just keep that in mind. Set up spots to meet up, set times to meet up, or just areas to meet up after the event. And like I told you guys before, the main stage is the only stage going at the end of the night. The headliner is playing. It's the only stage. So it gets even more crowded. So think football soccer stadium style with that many people in one area, and service can just be really difficult at that time. So keep that in mind. Set locations to meet up after the festival. Find your friends. Get out there. Be home safe. All that fun stuff. Now, as promised for you guys, I got some bonus tips for you. I actually have 3 today, and one of them is the very basic one, but it is pace yourself. It's a 3-day marathon. Hydrate up, eat a lot of food, wear your earplugs. We'll drop all that stuff in the thing below for what you can buy from us, but make sure you do all those things as it's a 3-day event and it's a marathon. But the real bonus tip is this. Buy VIP, okay? If you can get the VIP ticket, I promise you it is worth it at this event. But the main stage particularly, especially again at the end of the night when there's only one headliner, you get a very front row seat that is blocked off, and it's just you and the people in VIP kind of to the front. So highly recommend that, as well as VIP at the other stages obviously is really great, and obviously nicer bathrooms, all that stuff. Highly recommend if you can get the VIP there. The other thing I was going to tell you guys is a bonus. If you don't know already, ARC Music Festival is going on at the same time. Now, obviously, if you have a 3-day pass, you're probably not going to go to both, or maybe you can find someone to trade with on the day. But I highly recommend, if you can go to ARC Music Festival as well, to do that or explore the city. It's one of the two. So I can tell you, one of the years we went to North Coast, we decided, you know what, we only want to go for 1 to 2 days. The rest of the time, we're going to explore the city. And we thought about doing ARC at the time. I wasn't really that into house music, ended up not doing it, but now I wish I did that. So go to ARC Music Festival, check that out if you want. Buy a 1-day pass, then do a 1-day pass there, and then or explore the city. There's so much to do in Chicago. It's one of America's beautiful cities. It's my favorite city. Well, I might even like it better than New York, so don't come for me. But highly recommend checking out the city if you can, explore it. Make this trip not just about the music, but also about the area as a whole. It's a great, great, great city to go explore and have fun in. So highly recommend doing that. Well, there you have it, fam. Those are my 10 North Coast Music Festival tips, as well as some bonus tips for you guys, as promised. Like I said, guys, I appreciate you. And if you can please like and subscribe to the channel, that means a lot, as well as please check out the podcast, as that is what I really love doing, as great as these festival tips are. And I'll have some more coming out for you guys. Check them out. And if you have any other questions, feel free to put them in the comments, guys. All right. Peace.